Hello guys, welcome to tonight's show. My name is CHUKS and you're on GFL TV, the home of football. So if today is the first time we see our program, we're able to bring you the latest Arsenal news updates as they drop all over the world. So for now, I will start with tonight's show. So make una no vex say the show they come late. So something very bad happened. That one of my mentors was actually shot in the United States of America. I don't know how many of you know Charlie Kirk. So Charlie Kirk was in the show. You know that normal debate show they usually do for the I think the University of Utah Valley University. So Baba just they talk from nowhere, assassin, just shoot am for neck, as in just the talk, just sit down, they talk. I watch the video, I just I don't cry. The last time I cry like this, now when my brother died, because this man we see, I person say I listen to him almost every day. If I'm not listening to Charlie Kirk, I'm listening to maybe Dan Locke or Grant Cardone, Andrew Tate, Myron Gaines, Dan Penner. Like these are people that I look up to that motivates me every day to become a better man. To, like, it just like this just spoil my mood. That's supposed to be on the record issue since this is like 10 o'clock now when I have the record issue. Like it just cannot just know American gun violence. Una wey dey live for America, aje una dey I say you get one show where they show for DSTV that year, 1,000 ways to die. Aje, just blessing that show na dey because this video dey trend for Twitter like this don't get more than 8 million views. Like God, I don't just know what I go talk. All I am, but how do you survive from this? The carotid artery has been blown off. Like now they catch the old man wey shoot am. That one no one talk and say I have the right to remain silent. I have the right to. Wetin do you because of politics? Wetin do you? When you go shoot am based on assassin? I don't just understand. So that's why the show is coming to me. I just forgive me. Like you no go really understand. Man. Well, I just pray make you recover because it's in critical condition. But how do you survive from that? Well, all right. So Martin Keown, when they talk about Arsenal, our style of play, you can say Arsenal need to change their mentality to be more attacking minded. So now what they talk about. So for him, if you say we need to attack more, when they see how we play, when I find that like okay, Martin Keown pinpoints one thing Arteta must change if Arsenal are to maintain title challengers. Now, ex-Arsenal defender Martin Keown believes the Gunners to change their mentality and become a more attack-minded team to stay in the title race this season. Now, when you read the entirety of this particular report, they say we want more. Arsenal. I feel Arsenal are now at a stage where it's a mentality change. They need to change gear. They've really got to go after it. They've got to have the eye of the tiger to really go and win these games. Looking back, I hope we don't regret it, but it's too early in the season to write off Arsenal. They're gonna have an exit. See, I believe the reason people are saying all this mentality. Don't forget, we are unfortunate that in the first 3 games we don't play, we play 2 big teams and 1 small team. Now, turn the table around. If to say maybe we play 3 small teams, nobody will talk about this one mentality. Let's just analyze the game. That's why when I do my analysis, I usually add context. But without context, I don't know what you're doing. The first game against Manchester United, away at the Theatre of Dreams, that place na ground we say normally we dey struggle there. Normally, based on the rivalry. One check the last 5 or 4 times we won there, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0, 1-0. We dey usually struggle there. We went there, we struggled. Why are you making noise? It is normal that we struggle there. The next game, Leeds, we blew them off 5-0. Don't forget to say we blew Leeds 5-0. Third game, Liverpool, Anfield, another tough place. When was the last time we won there? People forget it's like maybe 2012 or there, but don't take on. That's a tough place. So those 2 games normally you're supposed to, you don't need Babalawo to tell you. You're supposed to know say that those 2 games go hard. When we play those 2 tough games, we win Man U. We lost Liverpool. Even they lost against Liverpool, they still debatable. Yes, we did well. It is still debatable. We beat Leeds. Where is this mentality going to come from? That's where I get issue with all these analysts. Shall we play small team we're supposed to beat normally, we'll not come beat them. We play 2 tough big teams in 2 tough venues. And you're talking about mentality. Mentality from where? Why do you know beat Leeds? Why are you not talking about that one? So for me, I don't see this mentality issue. I don't see it. You can bring the argument that Ateta, okay, in the delay to make substitution, it's a valid argument. But that has nothing to do with mentality. What are you saying? Like, I don't really get, like, well, that's my take. I don't know what you think about what Martinelli is saying, because for me, I disagree with that 100. This mentality with it. That talking points and every the new one mentality now. We go play Nottingham Forest now on Saturday. If we win, and we ask people that question, do we still have the mentality problem? Because it is only when we lose or when we draw that you hear that mentality. When we win, nobody bats an eye, nobody talks about mentality when we win. But whenever we draw, that mentality will rear in ugly head. Shebu will go soon win another match and we ask the question. But we go draw that one. Mentality will come back again quite sadly. Well, it is what it is. Now, according to this report from the BBC, where BBC they ask, how can Martinelli find his form for Arsenal to silence his critics? That's a very, very good question. Now, when you look at the entirety of the particular report, they say, what could it mean for the future? Martinelli already gets 2 years remaining for a contract. He gets. So, in fact, some people will say they don't even need for the 2 years to finish, maybe they sell him. Now, some people arguments with that. Say maybe they even sell him, he gets. So now, the contract say, what could it not be? Okay, why could it not be working for Martinelli? You see this Martinelli, I think I don't give him all the chance in the world to thrive. If I think I end up benching this Martinelli, I don't think anybody will complain. Against all odds, even when people say, after that bench, I don't plan about that sleep there. So with the bench, I'm not going to surprise. Now, back to the question BBC asked, we can try to answer. How can Martinelli find his form for Arsenal to silence critics, making it come from the bench? Because number one, they're tricky. He only relies on pace. So whenever he meets somebody that will match his pace, he struggles. They know they gang up on him. Just one person they face him. What if to see they can't gang up on Martinelli? What if they can't do? Don't think him before. What if they can't gang up on him? If you see Saka, they get the kind of chance Martinelli they get 1v1 all the time, 1v1. Oh, more. No worry. When the very change starts to play that left, Martinelli said will see how he's supposed to play. The better change they don't get your pace, but you will see movements. They're not the type person now. So now for me personally, I think they have to come from the bench. But make I ask you and say, what do you think? Like more come out, sell Martinelli, more come out on one side. We'll look at how can we improve him to make him a better player. So what do you think say Martinelli need to do to find form? Make I hear from you. Now, away from that. Another breaking news we'll call it here now, they say Omar Mamouche already suffered knee injury. So he done out of the Manchester derby, where Man City go play against Manchester United. So Mamouche won't be available for Man City to face Manchester United due to a knee injury when collect for this African qualifier. Now, Man City already confirmed him. So the Egyptian will now return to Manchester for more assessments and rehab. Remember, I think we will soon play them. So maybe he will even feed the out because that guy, if he out against I will even like outside. So Manchester City confirmed that Omar Mamouche sustained an injury, but why don't they carry Kini the Waka yet? So I just now part of football. Now look at Manchester City injury list as of today. Ryan Cherki, Nuri, Martinelli, Joshko Gabriel, Kuzanov, Rico Lewis, John Stones, Phil Foden, Mateo Kovacic, Nico Riley, Kevin Phillips, Savinho, Mamouche. 18. Man City injury list is long again. Are we seeing a repeat of history last season? Are we seeing it again? Now look at one injury list. Look at the injuries. Where Liverpool won. Are we seeing a repeat of what happened last season? So this is another thing maybe I ask, but God forbid. At least now we have the depth to handle it. Last season we had the injury, but we didn't have the depth. This time, even if we have the same injury, we have the depth. In fact, you see our defense. I don't think they get any injury will make us get a porous defense. No matter how you want to look at it, because most of the left back and right backs that we have can play centre back. So versatility in our attack. But not our defense. You don't get any defensive issue. So now doing me. I understand. Now, moving forward, so when you say this 11-1 we know we beat Moldova, you know that it was still short, like 20 goals short of equaling the biggest scoreline in World Cup qualifying history. Even though they beat 11-1, Do you know that you get another team will knock somebody like 31-0? Australia knock American Samoa or World Cup qualifiers. So that is the record of the biggest defeat ever reached. So the guys go, they need the Samoa goalkeeper, they tell I'm sorry. It's just crazy. They're going to tell us sorry, say no verse. No, it's not personal. Again, no take a personal. Again, it happen. I try to hasten up the show for time already. Now, TNT Sports, going to let us know, say, Ivan Toney, they compare the Premier League and the Saudi Pro League. Now, you're going to talk to see. For me, the Saudi Pro League is on par with the Premier League. That's a very, very big statement. Now, saying the way in analogy, the way they do your own analysis, if Al-Ali were in the Premier League, we would give it a good go and we'll be close to the top 4. Okay, it's a quality league and people should not turn their noses off. We saw Al Hilal play against Man City and beat them. So now, what if they fail to understand? They say Al Ahly or Al Hilal, fine, they both good players, they have deep pockets, they can buy, they don't get PSR and FFP. So if them truly come EPL, yes, it is quite possible that they can compete for the top 4. It's a valid argument. But the league in its entirety, now only Al Hilal there for that league. It's just like French league now, French league, French League 1. Coming out to say because PSG beat Arsenal, beat Liverpool, beat Aston Villa, therefore they are on par with the Premier League. No, that's not a valid argument. In fact, that's not a logical statement. They know they judge them like that. You get. So regardless of I see you want to promote your league, but please let's speak truth to power. We now no reach our level. Let's just speak truth to power again. How many other teams can sure that's why I'm not supposed to even be argument, but they argue among Twitter chat. We're not supposed to be argument anyway. Okay, I think I've taken the same report because now it's on the trend, everybody's talking about it. So let's proceed. Now Mbappe going to talk about the money when PSG they go out. See, I know say carry PSG go court, but like say you don't come on the case for court because when you talk say based on say carry them go court, people going to look at like say maybe you get bad blood for PSG based on when they come out, say maybe carry them for mine. Say no, it's my money. They are owing me, and that's like the only way I can collect it back. So not be say maybe I carry them for mine. No be small money you get. Now away from that. So we're going to hear say this exclusive news from Charles Watts that Arsenal star has had Saudi transfer interest according to experts of the experts that Charles Watts they talk. Now Charles Watts when they write for a latest column on Cut Offside, you got to explain say Martinelli could be one player that we need to watch next summer if his form does not improve. You get. So maybe Arsenal will sell and go give Saudi Arabia. I mean, if I concur, you get. See next season or the summer transfer window. That's the perfect time for us to fix this left area. If we don't even fix them in January, who says we cannot even bring in a left winger in January? It's possible. It can be done. Yes. If the opportunity arises. Because player if you come outside for January now, if you don't know, but January now, one player will just jab or say, I want to go transfer request. It's possible. So as the talk say, there was some interest from Saudi Arabia, but that's as far as things went. And I don't believe that was a move that would have interested Martinelli at the point of his career. I don't think Arsenal stands over a potential sale could shift next summer. However, especially if Martinelli has another largely frustrating season. Because many Arsenal fans like this, and they don't even see this guy for Arsenal first level. I don't go like for you. I may say I follow. Yes. But could try very cheesy. Then very cheesy, no come work. We'll call it, it's okay, Martinelli, yeah. Maybe go continue. But we need to do the experiment. Let us see whether it will work. Because now there's competition for that left side. Rosa did there, Izzy did there, Nelly did there. So even Manu himself you want there. So more than see. Now, do you know that there has been no team since Manchester United in the 1992 and 1993 season that has lost 2 of their first 3 games and still gone on to win the league? Why people know they talk about Manchester City and their mentality? You don't ever hear them for the media space. When they talk about Man City, they mention their mentality. Why? Nobody talks about them with their mentality. Based on say they don't lose 2 out of their first 3. Imagine saying Arsenal lose 2 out of their first 3. Make I even bust a brain. If Liverpool lose 2 out of their first 3, nobody will still talk about their mentality. Like people love to hate Arsenal. They easily poke us. They like to poke Arsenal. You know why? Because they say Arsenal fans must react. And those reactions, they give them traction. Playing towards there. All right, let's proceed. Now, away from this Manchester City story, they call even the article. Could this be the Guardiola's last dance with Manchester City? Well, I don't really think so, but let's proceed. Now, away from that one too. So, Opta, how they predict who will win the UEFA Champions League 2025-2026. So, Opta don't put Liverpool as the favourites, 20.4% chance of winning it probability-wise. Then Arsenal, second favourite, 16%. Now, you will look at this and say, na computer jare. Yes, the computer they check the strength of the team when it comes to defense, midfield, attacking prowess. At the end of the day, they will check the probability. All these are on paper. It doesn't mean Liverpool will win it or Arsenal will win it. You get, because at the end of the day, you still need luck. If you meet some kind of big teams, they will come at you. If you meet some kind of small team, if you find your way to semi-final quickly, you get. So that one said. That's why it's always easier to win the Champions League than it is to win the Premier League. You get, because Premier League, who are playing now you go play. Champions League, who are playing will be who you play. I think get luck. If you don't get, use Chelsea and the Club World Cup as an example. Look at their trajectory, their journey to the final. Look at the quality of teams they met. Compare them to other people. She say luck follow, luck they involve. So that one said day, but small the watch. If you don't know front team, now say we get strong team. I don't know what I can tell you again. Now, guys, please check on they explain why Arsenal needed Gyökeres over Alexander Isak. Yes. So, Baba, the way we Baba take analysis, say Arsenal become a team excited not to lose a game. Of course, I will know what they happy so we will not lose now. We don't want to lose now. So he said, I think Gyökeres will adapt. He was telling the Metro. Is it the type of player that Arsenal fans wanted to see? Probably not. Because if you think about it, we wanted Isak, but we had the impression that Liverpool and Newcastle were not going to sell. Newcastle, they mentioned 150 million. Yes. That's why Arsenal no really put body. Last, Liverpool went and bought the player 125 million. Do you think Arsenal would have spent 125 million on the player? Pounds, so I don't really think so. 125 million in euros. If they enter 140 million, I don't really think Arsenal come and put out that kind of money. But would I want us to have that kind of player? Yes, I would have wanted, because Arsenal wanted Isak for sure. Any team would love him, but it was down to whoever could match the price tag. And I don't think Arsenal are prepared to do that. Football in 2025 is all about who can spend the money. He's a special player, but for Arsenal, when you look at the additions of Madueke and Eze, it feels just right to have someone who is going to go into the box all the time, like Madueke and Eze. Now, Arsenal winning start in the new season came to an end at Anfield before the international break, and Arteta's ultra-conservative approach again coming into question. So the question becomes, between Gyökeres and the Isak, which one will prefer? Yes, everybody prefers Isak, but at the end of the day, if we choose horses, let us ride. Yes, we don't know say the guy go do market after we don't buy finish. Now they do in gra. Yes, but at the end of the day, even if we want to, it don't make and flex and Liverpool they go. I don't think anybody will hold us now. I will say, I'll not forget Isak. The opportunity was not there for us. Player get your own preference. Unless maybe for some reason Liverpool no going to afford them ahead. Arsenal would have been the second likeliest destination. But we don't get the person who they get. If you read the end, I don't read all this way glitch itself, but not really get much time. But you can talk say Gyökeres is going to need more time to adapt to Arsenal. Gyökeres is going to do well for Arsenal in the future. But like I always say, it's unfortunate it's coming at a time when we need to win. Like the pressure for us to win is high, ultra high. You get. So this first season, will do like it's going to grow like as time goes on. You get. What it will do next season, obviously, we expect it that it will be better than what it will do this season for us. But we'll just watch. Remember, to me, the timeline I give on a 10 games to understand our philosophy, our blueprints, and everything. The moving forward, just the body go. Yeah, so time still there. This is the acclimatization phase. I think saying it. Now, Michael Richards going to talk about Declan Rice, not just Michael Richards, so many other pundits. Yes, Gary Lineker, because Omo. See, Rice gets everything that it takes to succeed as a player. See, in fact, one of the major attributes that they praise him for now set piece delivery. See, every time he gets it on the mark. When I play for England, when I play for Arsenal, once he deliver him, on the money. You get on the money. The target time. Come on, say the guy really good. Yes. Well, everybody they praise Declan Rice. Now player, and I'm all for that. Now, away from that. You see that man, Paul Parker, when they talk about Bukayo Saka saying on the Magic KD better than him. But by no finish, you can't continue. When they talk more and more things. Now, in fact, this time around, they can't blast Bukayo Saka. In fact, that's why if you're watching and they analyze that ESPN video, where Danny Murphy and the other man, they talk say, when some senior man pundits talk some things, you shouldn't challenge them. I come back one step. I say, when they say things, you have to check whether that thing is coming from a position of hate, the position of I talk many things again, because if whether it's coming from a biased point of view. Now look at what this man is saying. If you read everything, you will say this guy gets something against Bukayo Saka. So now, when you read the entirety of this particular report, he said the 19-cap former England defender feels Bukayo Saka has been overhyped by Arsenal supporters and is not only less threatening than some of his rivals, but also an injury concern. Saka is an injury concern. When Saka started to get injury, let's say play how many seasons? More than 3-4 seasons. He no get one injury. Now it's an injury concern. The problem is that Saka is like a god to Arsenal fans, and that one they vex him. Saka is like a god to Arsenal fans. Saka continued. He knows he's going to play every game. So that one they vex you. Get. We used to call Paul Ince the 11th hour because like Saka, he'd always be out injured. Saka has always been out injured. Like until just before the game and he declared himself fit, that makes everyone say, oh, is he not brave? Say Saka is the same. For you to understand their mindset. Now, he got to talk say this new player just signed Estival, saying they better than Bukayo Saka. I don't just get the hype around him. I don't understand it. I wouldn't take him over somebody like Estival at Chelsea. You'd rather take a chance on him because he's got pace, and as a defender, you are always worried about him getting in behind you. As a defender, you want this to happen in front of you, and that's what Saka does by cutting inside, while Estival is willing to go both ways to beat his man. That's a big lie. Saka they cut inside if he wants to. Saka they go the other way if he wants to. You cannot. I beg, when I see all this kind of video, we always will talk all this. When they share me the link, I want to be reacting to this video as I play the video. Make I react to them because as I talk now, you know watch the video, so you don't really understand what maybe the vet get. So I beg, when I see all this video, please send it to me. Now, away from that. Based on what the guy talk, say, made them say they go bet. In fact, you know the latest propaganda or the latest narrative now. Say if Saka no dey careful, Saka no go play World Cup. Say Nonimadeke go bench am. Say Bukayo Saka is doing one that he may be dropped for Arsenal teammates in England World Cup first 11. That's the latest selling points now. Say based on what this Madike do for the last 2 games now. Say Madike idiot, they don't like fire. You get this and that. Although what I call the acid does Saka start. I know he's a brilliant football player, but Madueke is very direct. I like that at international level. When you got a player who just go on at you, running behind you, Saka likes the ball to his feet and is brilliant with it. I like Madueke and Anthony Gordon. I like the running behind, blah 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 blah. Everybody they run their mouths. It's normal. It's okay. No yawa. I know what our star boy feed will get. But will come back from injury and they will set all this fake, all these pundits. You don't really like them. We'll put them on their toes now. For the England under 21 camp, so they're furious. As one fan, they try to film inside the dressing room with the England players do. So I don't know how the fan gets that opportunity to even come close. I don't really know how it happened. Well, that one made the issue take care of that issue. Now I got this expose. Say 2022, Bayern Munich were convinced they would sign 14-year-old Lamine Yamal for €5 million from Barcelona. However, as Jorge Mendes, maybe Yamal agent, Scotland, to make him chill, make him see the back, make him grow for there. The cement just calm down. Now be Yamal will sit today with the banner. So just imagine say maybe go buy him. Yes. Would he have been the Lamine Yamal is today? I don't really know. Now, Darren England has been appointed as our referee for the match between England and Nottingham Forest on Saturday afternoon with Andrew Madley on VAR. Just pray there's no controversy on that day. I won't pray at that. So as well as to talk about Andrea Berta making it a priority to sort out new contracts for Saka and Saliba. So more talking points. Oh, you see today's video, I just try to rush. Normally today's video supposed to enter like 40 minutes, but plenty things to talk about, but I just cut down on tops. Now let's do the message from one of our sponsors, Mobile World Associates and Co Limited, into construction services. dredging, canalization, real estate, and shore protection works, and they're also into mechanical and fabrication services and procurement services nationwide. So if you want to reach out to them, you can call them on +234 8064642234, and they're located at number 7 Ekene Road, Orazi, opposite St. Stephen's Anglican Church, Port Harcourt. So if you're interested in any of their services, please do reach out to them. So, like I said earlier, the reason we cannot do the show on time is because one of my mentors was shot today, Charlie Kirk. He's still in the hospital. He's in critical condition. He was shot in the neck by this old man that you see on the screen. His carotid artery blew out and the blood everywhere. I watched the video and I don't cry like small picking. It was sad to watch because you know they talk in front of crowd when they address the next thing. Boom! Only God know the caliber of gun they use there. So my dear Salama, to pray for him and wish him quick recovery. So the biggest news of the night is the fact that Martin Keown, an Arsenal legend, is saying Arsenal to change their mentality to be more attacking minded. And with that being said, I think it's a fine place for us to call the show and end. So I come your way tomorrow morning to give you the morning news. So then thanks for tuning in. Enjoy the rest of the night. Have a good night and good game. Right. Ciao.